I hope you're ready for the most boring video I've ever made that may have the most extraordinary results. It's all about the system that I use for keeping track of my life, for organizing my life, for feeling good about what I'm doing with my life, and for making steady progress on things that truly matter and not just doing things for the sake of doing things, if you know what I mean. It helps me hold myself accountable. It helps me keep feel like time isn't flying by with nothing to show for it, and helps me just wake up every day feeling good about where I'm going, head in a direction that I want to go, and that I don't feel like external forces are pushing me in, and ultimately, hopefully, die one day feeling, good job, Chris. At least you tried your best, and you were conscious about what you were spending your time and energy on. And I guess it helps me have more energy, right? So I'm going to start with the very bare bones and work my way up to explain everything that's going on here. So it all starts with me keeping track of what I do, basically recording objectively my days, right? You can see here, day in, day out, I keep track of what I do. I don't, again, none of this is recommendation that you do the same. This is just what I do. I can give a little bit of tips towards the end of how to get started. What I do these days for recording what I do is use my phone. I have a shortcut called speech to Rome, so that when I speak to it, it will record what I do and then have a timestamp. Unfortunately, it doesn't yet go into my daily notes, but it's a pretty simple copy paste. So I do that generally at the end of the day, right? So here you go. I did one right now, and you're going to see it pop up here pretty soon, right? And then what I'll just do is like put it in there. Oops, my computer's a little bit laggy because it's old and trying to record at the same time, right? And that's how it goes. That's how I put stuff in. All in all, it takes definitely less than 10 minutes to record my days and is definitely worth it, right? How do I figure out what to do? That's where I look at my weekly plan and recap, right? So every week I have a list of things that I want to get done in terms of creating, pushing, learning, personal. These are just categories that I've sort of evolved into. Creating is making stuff, pushing is working towards stuff that I won't complete this current week. Learning, obvious, personal, pretty obvious as well, right? And then as you can see, I embed my plans for next week so that by the time I get to planning my next week, I already have a bunch of stuff I intend on doing. Okay. And at the end of every week, what I'll do is I'll go here and I will recap it. So I will go through the days, June 17th to 23rd in this case, and say, okay, and just recap it, objectively looking at what I accomplished on each of these categories I think are most important to me. And maybe most importantly, what went right and what could have gone better. Okay. Because yeah, the whole like general concept here, very simple, is figure out what went right in your past, do more of that, what could have gone better in your past, figure out how to do less of that. And when you have free time, experiment with new things. And what goes right from those new things, do more of those and remove what didn't go well. If you keep on doing that, eventually life is going to be full of great things that went right, right? And it's very gradual progress, as you might be able to tell from my status in life. But the thing is, it is progress, and I can see the progress and I can feel it. And it makes me wake up every day feeling like I know where I've been, where I'm going, and yeah, energized. Really, like this is the thing. This is the system that sort of helps me focus on what truly matters and do stuff that I enjoy more than stuff that I don't enjoy. Right. So every week I do this. You can see here this tag is a tag from week. So you can see that I've been doing these weekly recaps for years now. Right. So I have a detailed account of where my life has gone and what I've done with it and what I have not done with it, I guess. Um, the next step, right, is so I'm reviewing all my days to summarize my weeks. I do the same for every month. So let's look at the previous month, May, right? Here you can see that I go back through, these are all my weekly reviews, right? I go back through them the same way I went through my days to summarize my week to summarize my month in the exact same format, right? What went well, what could have gone better? Those are the key things. I'm breaking it down by category. And then an executive summary. This summary is basically me writing to myself at the end of the year, because then what happens is come end of the year, I will review those months and make an executive summary of the month, right? So if I look for 2023 year, right, I'll have that all there. My computer is just a little bit slow right now. So I have some notes there and then all of my months, right? And then I made for that month, I did a different year recap. Okay. And ostensibly, I've been only doing this for, I guess, 4 years now. But ostensibly, I could do a decade recap and do a decade by decade recap, and maybe do a century by century recap too, right? The whole idea is to zoom out further. The more you zoom out on time, and your life, it's kind of like the whole cliche concept of your deathbed regrets, right? Like when you're dead, you finally have a full perspective of your life. Or when you're falling to your death and your life flashes before your eyes, you have that full perspective. And that's you zooming out. And this process helps me truly zoom out to see, okay, big picture, am I making progress? What's going right? What's most important to me? How can I do more of what's more important to me? And what's the path that I want to go on, right? It's kind of like if you're an explorer in from the whatever 1600s exploring a new terrain, imagine having a satellite that you could zoom out and see where you're going. So you start by keeping track of where you go, right? Because if you don't know where you're going, where you've gone, you're probably going to go in circles or you're just going to go willy-nilly anywhere. And this process helps me at least keep track and sort of recalibrate where I'm going and then zoom out. So I'm looking at myself from a broader and broader and broader perspective to say, hey, what overall direction do I want to go? I mean, it's not overall, I guess it's by different category, personal life, profession, social relationships, and all that. But I guess it all comes together into one big picture. So this works really well for me. For others, I would not suggest trying to jump right into this crazy system that I have. I would highly suggest just first starting super simple and simply at the end of every day, creating a voice note. You can use something like audio pen or whatever it may be, an AI transcription, which is very accurate, and say, hey, what did I do today objectively? That's it. Just keep that. And then at the end of the week, go back and review by category, like such as personal life, friends, family, work, well-being, finances, whatever categories you may be, and just jot down objectively, okay, what did I do on each of these categories? And then on a more broader perspective, what went well and didn't go well. Do that every week. And at the end of the month, review those weeks and then just start with that and see how it goes. You will start seeing that, okay, at least you know you have some more accountability to your future selves. You have a better idea of where you've gone and you'll start feeling more comfortable in your life and hopefully and most likely making more progress. Again, boring, but if you give it a try, I think you will believe, as I do, that the results are truly extraordinary.